So basically what I was saying is, due to all the insecurities and issues in the masternode space, all I wanted to do is build world-class utilities and a platform that encompassed everything crypto, not just masternode space. Although our first and foremost was to clean up the masternode space and give people a real sense of community, not just a site. So we've been building and designing this platform since Christmas time, and which has been a huge undertaking. What people are seeing at face value, the snapshots and the little video we've been showing people of the platform, which is a first in the space because nobody shows real development and real utilities before even pre-sale starts, or even in the pre-sales. It's unheard of. Usually they would drag a project on, try to crowd fund as much as they could, and maybe 3 or 4 months later, they would show a product or a piece of a product. We did that everything differently, and I wanted to show that we had a real company in the first place and real utilities to give our community members, investors, real value. So with that said, like I was saying, the background and the back end of this platform of this magnitude is a lot of work. And with that said, Ian approached me, and he had a new business model to really safeguard and protect the industry. And it's been taken here and there because some people, you don't change the industry and the business model overnight, right, Ian?
That's correct. Yes.
A lot of people want to control their coins. Everybody wants to have them. And really, you give people coins, they'll find a way to dump them. So we had to have a little bit of structure. So I leaped on this because I know Ian is capable of managing the community and doing a good job designing a reward structure that's sustainable so people enjoy passive income long-term, not short-term. So with that said, the platform is the heart of the Watchdog ecosystem. And when the snapshots and utilities that I've been sharing with you guys are only a small portion of what we have in store for you guys. A lot of times I don't want to share everything because we don't want to show our competitors everything we're doing. But I assure you, nobody else in the space are doing IEOs, ICOs, ICO masternodes, altcoins, exchanges. Nobody. And trust me, just pulling that data and designing APIs and getting everything put together, nobody has put that together. Not even CoinMarketCap. None of these places encompasses most masternodes, ICOs, even in the infancy stage. And then once they go into an actual ICO, and then some of them turn into a masternode, some of them turn into an altcoin. So just listen to the magnitude of that, which we're trying to get everybody to understand. People are going to sleep on this project. And once we launch the full platform to the public, and we even have a few people in our community, they're going to win a chance to be part of our beta testing, and they'll be on the inside beta team to really understand what we're doing when we're doing our testing before we go public. With that all said, people are going to understand quickly once we launch our platform with all these tools. And there's also an abundance of user interface and user engagement. So we want to create a big community. We have promotions, whole Watchdog promotion side. We even have a Watchdog Designs, letting a little cat out of the bag there, but there's some big things coming. But if you haven't noticed, I think we have world-class graphics, all been made in-house, and we plan on expanding on that. Since we're going to be big into the advertising side of things, having GIF banners listed, full project exposure for developers, and a lot of user engagement, which is Watchdog promotions, prize draws, a lot of good things coming that'll keep the community involved and builds rapport in the community. Also having coin utility, which means you can use your coin to purchase things on the platform, and it's good throughout the Watchdog ecosystem. I hope I answered some of your questions, Fred. Do you have anything else specific you want me to know about? Obviously, you can look at our extensive roadmap, and that is just some of the things that we have planned for the community. Help, Fred? Ian, can you read his chats? It looks like he's maybe asking questions, but I can't see them. It says 8.
He's muted.
He doesn't have audio or video or Ruben. He's just asking questions. Thank you, Ruben. Ruben has now joined the chat.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
There's Fred on the line, one of our community members, just asking questions. Fred, are you still with us?
He posted in the chat about the Medium article. Was that a while ago?
No, Ian did that.
We actually posted that.
Oh, Ian, you did, Ian. Okay, thanks. Yeah.
I believe that's your best update to date. It's a very good article. It gives a lot of information. It gives a lot of information that we didn't have before. So it's a good insight to the platform going forward. So yeah, I always like to share that one.
And I guess another one here, regardless of the amount of people that show up here, we're recording this, Ruben, so we can also share this with the community. So I'm just kind of giving them a rundown of the magnitude of the platform and how it encompasses almost everything crypto and how we plan on expanding and growing from that.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Is Fred still here, Ian, or?
Well, he's still showing, but Fred, have you any questions, or is there anything unclear to you that you'd like us to try and clarify for you? Okay, Fred, I'll just send you the Bitcoin address and you're signed up. Where did C go?
So usually projects are begging for webinars and people to be doing transparent videos and stuff to the community, but
I also know a lot of people are going to be watching the recording because obviously we are running a 24/7 operation, so people are in different time zones. Some people have night, some people have morning or at work or whatever. So I know from our own webinars that people days after are still asking for recordings, and so I'm sure more people will see this webinar.
Also want to let people know that we'll be shifting our focus. Ruben and myself have been very, very involved on the coin side of things to help out. Obviously, we picked Vault because we know we feel comfortable with it long term, and the community managed, the pre-mine secured, and the low supply managed, and that's good for our community for long-term passive income. And I know a lot of people, once they see the magnitude of the platform and once it's launched in the public hands and operational, people are going to be very impressed, and I'm assuming there'll be people pouring on the exchanges to get a part of a project like this. Just comparing it to what's out there, there's no comparison. And we're not here to preach that to you. Facts are facts, and I've never seen anything else that, and I know Ruben's a seasoned investor in the space, and neither one of us have seen anything close to something like this. You want to touch on that, Ruben?
Yeah, absolutely. What have you already covered before I came?
I was just covering basically the list of ICOs and IEOs and the magnitude of all the projects we're going to list, and the sense of community differences that we're going to be very big on community engagement on our platform. We want people to stay there, be part of our community, promotion draws, and really keeping everybody engaged, both users and developers.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I mean, Roger and I started this wanting to do a Masternode monitoring site, kind of like Masternodes Online. And we started this 6 months ago together. And as we did that, we kind of noticed a lot of deficiencies in everything in the space and said, well, why don't we go bigger? Why don't we encompass all of the deficiencies that we're seeing in the Masternode arena? So we started doing that, and we realized that ICOs, really aren't given a fair shot to present themselves. We're an ICO right now, and I know as Watchdog, we're wishing that we had better ways to represent ourselves out there to communities and to the web and to the crypto community. So we wanted to make a page that doesn't charge a Bitcoin for ICOs to come list, that really gives a fair shot at masternodes coming on for a fair price, and then also that special thing about the Masternode community where we are actually a community, where we're all talking on Discord and Telegram. It's not like the rest of the crypto world where, you know, everyone's so segregated. So we wanted to bring that community into our website. So we went further and made a chat room on our website, made blogs on our website, developer blogs. And that's all on top of Masternode monitoring, Masternode ranking, on top of having all the Masternode ICOs on there. And once we did that and realized what a good reception there was to that and how amazing that would be, we said, well, why don't we go further? So for 6 months now, we've been making a platform that was already a pretty good idea into something much, much bigger. Adding, like Roger had already said, adding ICOs for altcoins, adding altcoins like you would see on CoinMarketCap or any website like that, adding IEOs, adding STOs, and just going further and further. And then once we were done all that, we said, that's fantastic. Well, why don't we go further? And now we're trying to get portfolios and all those kind of things working on the site as well. So it really is, for Roger, myself, and our whole team, a labor of love. And when we launch this, you're going to see a site that's presenting, and a platform that's presenting things that have never been done all together, so that you can go to one place and follow your masternodes, your altcoins, your ICOs, and also be part of the community. And considering how much we've done to get here already, once we launch, it doesn't stop there. We're just going to continue growing, and we have huge plans for the future, well beyond the roadmap that you see. Things that we don't want to talk about because we don't want things stolen from us, but big things to come, and we'll continue growing. And that's a promise that we've made and that we've kept all along.
Thanks, Ruben.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And Ruben's worked very hard, as has Ian, as has Jules, Joey. And in the industry we're in and the market conditions we're in, I think we've done okay. And once people see the magnitude of the actual company, things will change quite a bit. And just let people know, crypto's, the changes in the Masternode space, I see there'll be big changes in the future and the model and how it works. You can clearly see how that's working now. People want real value. People want real companies. And like Ian's been doing here kind of with the whole CRYO thing, bridging the gap between mainstream and crypto. And that's where it's all going. And where my point with all this is crypto's here to stay. Cryptocurrency is going to be $1 trillion industry in the next 5 years, probably. The trajectory on that's written on the wall. Bitcoin's being adopted all over the world, more and more progress every day. And with our custom news, we'll be keeping everybody updated. We'll eventually have our own Watchdog letter, but we were going to have all credible news sources and bringing everybody up to speed all the time. With that said, the crypto industry is here to stay, and we're going to be a big part of that. We're going to be a pinnacle in the center of it all. Both users, developers, community members, and advertising is a big part of our business. We need to give projects the proper exposure. Like Ruben said, the ICOs, all that stuff, nobody gives them the exposure. And if they do, they're charging them a fortune. So we're aiming to give them at a fair market value price and give them a real exposure on a cutting edge modern platform. And that's what we're building here. And I've never seen anything else like it. All the other platforms are developer owned with zero flair, zero aesthetics, and zero community. People on, get their source, get their stuff, and get out. And then they go to another site to get the other stuff they need. So we're here to change that. And this is far from conception. This is in the senior level of development. With that said, for other investors, the early indicators here in Watchdog are that you're getting into a company at ground level. And once you see us live in the public eye, when we launch, people are going to see that, and you're going to pay a lot more to get in than on the exchange. As the supply will be low, people won't be able to even get a full masternode. With that said, our focus is going to shift over to the to the platform side of things and growing the business. So I'm very excited to make that transition and really deliver to the public our platform. Ian, do you have anything to say? You've been You took a big risk. I want to give you kudos for that, Ian, to come in and do that. Some of it's not being well received because people don't like change. It's normal in the world. You're not going to change something overnight, but CRYO with some good improvements and some growth and adaptation, I think CRYO in the future could be a very, very good part of the space, especially if you got a couple of successful projects like Watchdog going very successful, mid to long term. People are going to be recognized that, hey, this CRYO program, people are actually making money for more than 6 weeks. Anything you want to say, Ian, on maybe your growth, some growing pains, and where you see CRYO in the future?
Well, honestly, like yourself, I've been in the masternode space for like the best part of 2 years, and I've saw everything. I've made money, I've lost money. I've basically learned everything there is, and I think whenever we created CRYO, we basically looked to fill all the gaps. Anything that can happen to a project, I believe we have actually plugged up all the gaps in that. Yael might have more on this. What do you think, Yael? I mean, obviously at the beginning, everything was a bit hard to understand, even for you. So I can't understand the general public, aren't just taken to it straight away. But would you like to give some points yourself?
The CRYO idea, I mean, or the whole thing. I mean, when you were trying to sell me the CRYO idea, I was like, well, I had trouble understanding, and that is probably also caused by the fact that a lot of the projects that I have been in, at some point they came down crashing somehow, and I think a lot of us have experienced that. And I was wondering how this could prevent that. But after we had some long discussions, and I actually see Vault and I see Watchdog as a CRYO project where Watchdog has not hit the exchanges yet. But I clearly see that there's a huge potential in the CRYO idea, especially in the startup phase. At some point, we obviously will have to release a project, and it will just become a normal masternode project. But far too many projects have been killed before they actually could show what they could do. So by investors dumping hard and leaving a team very, very disillusioned, sometimes leaving or sometimes just not having the funds to continue. So I think the CRYO idea, as Vault is offering it today, has huge potential. We might have to tune a few things, but I guess that's why we started with Vault, to see how it would perform in real life. I think we're onto something, and that is also what I hear some of our investors say. Ian, that is pretty much what I wanted to say about it.
Yeah,
I could go into detail explaining exactly how it works. I don't know how long the chat is.
I just wanted an overview, and actually, to tell you the truth, it's been more well received from outside of crypto. People that are mainstream.
Yes.
They want to, if they want to purchase or they want to get involved, they just want it on a platform. They don't have no idea how to set up a masternode. They don't know how to manage it. They probably don't even know how to, get the rewards on the exchange. They like the automation part of it.
Yeah.
Safe, it's secure, it's being taken care of. So bridging the gap there is what we're talking about.
But that is also the Vault platform, I guess. So if you look at the Vault Investments project, the first thing we try to do is basically, very basic. We're going back to a shared hosting platform where we say, okay, give us your coins, we're just going to take care of it and give you your rewards. But in itself, these platforms already exist. But I don't have to necessarily focus on security, but I have to focus on how can we maximize your profits or something. Whereas the Vault, as the name indicates, is really trying to say, okay, listen, also because our roots are in the PAWS project, and the PAWS project has a nice community, but the community sometimes was too nice. And that means that we have a lot of community members that lost coins to people being nice to them, helping them out, basically helping them out, get rid of their coins. We have had people, we've had so many community members losing coins. So we decided, we're going to help these people out, and we're going to keep them safe. And the next thing is, as our slogan is, we're trying to bridge the gap to traditional investors, because a traditional investor, he normally buys a stock or something, or he buys a stack of something in a company, and then he just lets it sit somewhere. And after a year, he looks at it and he says, "Oh, okay, got some money out of this." So, and when you go into crypto, it's like you have to know Linux, and you have to know how to set up a masternode, and you have to do this, and you have to do that, and to optimize your staking, you have to have multiple inputs, and bloody hell, it's technical and complicated. So this is kind of scaring a lot of people away, and it is basically, in my view, it is obstructing mass adoption. What's it called?
Mass adoption.
Mass adoption of crypto and masternode space. So this needs to be easy. If you got a technical project, your project is fairly technical. Not necessarily if you don't want to, but it could be technical, looking at graphs and understanding how things work. We have this project that is about animal charity. It could be someone that lives on the third floor, an old lady that just wants to help a dog somewhere, and she doesn't know anything about crypto or masternodes.
Jules, Joey, just to cut you off a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Our recording is only set for 30 minutes, so it might cut off, and your video is cutting out.
Yeah.
So I just thank you for that, by the way. And our video could cut out. It was only scheduled for 30 minutes, but I just wanted to kind of finish up. And I think there was another gentleman that came on. Ian, did you see him?
Yeah.
Ian.
I did, yes, but I don't know where he's gone. But yes,
okay.
I mean, everyone can look at the recording later. But
so I just wanted to close then, and I think we covered a lot of things. Focus more on the masternode or the platform of Watchdog itself and the magnitude it's going to be. I think we covered all the aspects, really focusing on community, really focus on encompassing everything crypto. And people are going to see more and more snapshots of the platform. And as we get closer and closer to testing and then final release, we will be keeping our community directly involved. And once we're live, don't think we're going anywhere. Our focus is going to shift over to the company. And we will make sure that every development and all the things that we're doing will be announced to our community within the masternode space, within the community manager and Ian, and them are going to be taking care of that and making sure that everything we're doing, they know, and that's being relayed to the community via social media and directly in the announcements. So don't feel, if you don't see us in the masternode side of things, that we're gone somewhere. We're going to the core of the ecosystem, which is our platform and our company. And that will drive the coin price, and the investors will be happy with that. Trust me. Nobody focuses on the company. People focus too much just on the masternode. The masternode has to be surrounded by a credible company and a real platform and a real working utility. So we are changing the space, like I said, and we're building something long-term, and just wait to see what we deliver to the public. Thank you guys for all your time, and we value each and every one of our investors, and hope this brings some transparency and some trust. And I know this space has took a beating, but check us out, stay with us, invest before Monday we hit the exchange, because of what you're going to see later, you're going to wish you did. And once we're on the exchange, it's going to be hard to pick up a node. It's going to be tough, and you're going to have to pay for it if not. And we want you guys to get in at a fair price, which it is right now. And we can't wait to show each and every one of you guys everything that we've been talking about and showing you guys in a live working platform. Any last words, Ruben?
No, that's very good. Everyone had really good responses.
Perfect. Thank you, Ruben. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Jules. I appreciate your time as always and your commitment.
Okay. See you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Ruben. Bye.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.